chapters and matters, constellations, and the stars like. Where would you find me? Appeared in chapters and matters, constellations, to read the stars like you always.
Good morning, America.
And where would you find me? Appeared in chapters and matters, constellations, to read the stars like you always known where to begin. I didn't know where I was, still unfolding the soft place, and I thought sealed to list to stay quiet in corners and I've abandoned for the lost. And not asking me to bloom for just noticing when I did. This may be witness and over your story and glances of this, read the parts of this and never dared to write. Or used to hide it in tendencies, behind the teeth of the flavor that might taste. Like I wanted the worst, like the need for this silence that wasn't absent, for the permission of a ground and softer ways to speak. And the way that I watched it build the mirror for the bending of what you had to hold, or just another wrapping over the warping over the distant flinch, this kind of finding inches for the blur, for the often your gaze of the mind every time. And man, I have seen the scars formed, learn how to press without the reopening. You never offer the sad, and over the speechless and just the stillness and the kind that stays long enough for this pain to just name itself and leave. You didn't arrive at the answer for the treatment, treat me like a riddle to be solved, for this to be stayed. You just stayed enough and long enough for the lock to loosen, long enough for the walls to forget there were walls, never to fill the pages, never to find a reading of the margins and still the near. How do you ask me how far I've gone for this and walk quiet, the path of me for the fearing of the math and not the without fearing of the math, that you look without the flinching, the listening of the needing the sound, that somehow you meet me when I never forgot I was writing. The poetry is just a silent part of my mind, for the loudest part of my mind. The love of love, for the love of who listens to you sing, for the depths of the soul, for that you bring the tide that you stream, the duality of me, for the yang to yang. The love of who makes me feel safe and secure, for the divine of the world, for the brands of the hands of the things so pure, for the embracing of the perfect skin and ensure. The love of peace and eternity, for the who dances and prances with me, for the paradise and eyes and dreaming of each other, for the I realize. The love of who speaks only truth and flies out and free. Falls with you too, for the colors surviving truly through. Love lyrics and the melodies too. Dance for me, for not the only doing of this, for brain, for only the man, for the hand matter, for the painting of the lips and the won't be well, for the mapping of the lashes just right. Title this piece of the thoughts, heart opens the doors of many things and sometimes more melodies for the some words, for the delicious dessert, for the kind of renewing of the smile, for child, for this moments and I finish an amazing look and book and just in front of take. Kissing of a slow breeze when walking, the fast path of cars for the narrowly missed the boat, this finding luck, the kissing is slow. The questions for, of course, this find it before you ask. Amongst the ocean for the mentally, for the river of the salivating ideas of the transparent study from night to swollen with the lies, this is how we go. The signal of the road, the sunrise of the morning for the most beautiful to sing. The riches in the man, you can still be the behavior, for the looking at yourself at the place of the work, for the whistling of the trees, and might as well try. Hidden of the rock for this is the gate, decading too long for the better for the cold years of the become the same. The moon sways us and this is with the tide, this is snow. Bear for the bummers that are running through the head, for the calls to see over the park for the banner, for the graduation for the week and thing. Empty cathedrals, but without a new hymn for the heart that grows. Feeble for the song to be heard for the second time before. Crawling to the side of my head for the whipping last day, for the voice that we talk to you, for the never go away, for the art of living to the night calling it, for the being alive and try to breathe the pain, for this is old, the sin for the deep in the dark eyes. For the numbing, the lost nose. The still smile for the last and every dumb joke. This wear a mask, but the opposite is to find a dumb coat. Coping of it, what the love of this is dumb, troping over the tripping of it. This is false ropes, and this is afraid to ask it coming back for this the false hope. Where the synergies attached to the intertwine, for the moving will just find enough of the lone for my own. Circle back for the keep swimming and laps this field that just not scan detach. For the gears turn, the cars burn, but they never learn. For the chasing of everything from the past, and this running until the last knees buckle for this always and last, this falling into whoever call. Or walking right into the traps to try to escape, for the pain that always fills the gaps. This is still the same, but never unchanged. This is shattered glass, and this is a sidestep to blame. I remember to see shame never clearer, for the face seems to rearrange every time I ask. In my head, there's still you do, you love me, for the questions and for the kissing that flowed away, for this is days of grave, for this ain't funny, but enough to try to pull you in for the beneath the skin. Yet still chubby for the rubber on the ceiling, for the lovely gift for the can you let me in, for the won't, you won't. Bleed again for this is build to find a beat that's still drumming, for the heart still strumming, or the chase me for if you're still running, or the erase me for the replace me, for the keeping them running. And all of it, see through the TV screen, a dare dream, colors of the gusting winter bleed, or sweet blue for the forever, for the tracing of the past and blowing the arms of sweet. A map of the always will lead me to go home to you. True story for the slight the thought to find it, the sea rose of this agreement, floating over away for the this to be the nostalgia. The clutching over you. You was eventually the best gift for the kindness of the spirit that could bend. The accepting of the flaw for the stand proud and all, for this the best of the gift you you can admit that kind of poorly grasp and how if it's the ass of blindly and unaware. Just look at me. Can you come to my dream and feel that again? I hope that you could be. Until the sleep overcame for the mist that don't long talks, this powerless with a word to fleeing, seeking seconds to the minutes of the quickly declining and fading into the gray. And hours pass as the ocean waves plunge into the feelings of the flames. This the sunrise and surprise me ever so heavy for the goodbyes, and until sleep overcame the frail bodies and until we come to you our dreams. This is not a question of what is love, for the love is form of the liberation for the most of the beautiful of captivity. And by the light of the moonlight, for the fireflies dance beneath the moonlit sky, for this the fury trails of blazing thousands of suns flashing to the harmonious rhythm of the sun of the song, known only to spirits. You can find them rooting into themselves in the verdict chorus, swinging to the soft waltz. This wind caressed green burrows, groaning under the wave of the starry firmament. The reflection of the above to the what is below, for the infinity of what the dazzling diamonds of the weekend starlight tune himself in, for the melody of the distant earth is bathing in the world. In gray wash relief of the lunar glows. Newborn fawn for the prince of the sink. Mothers of the cautious and attention for the reflecting of the love of the full of the moon. Veils in the young beneath the lights of the midnight. Behind the chirping of the symphony for the ring, crickets over you, vibrating your crescendo for the echo of your also land. Ringing the compliment to the throat of base of the waver's toll. With the steady thump and the sights, the prowling thoughts, this pouncing of the fury, seas of the trouble, searching the barn for the wood climb cut through the night for the deadly towering over the tide. Weaving in the life beyond the binding daylight, distance alone from the wind poured cries in anguish. And the sun will rise into the dawn believing, bringing it to the end of the song, where you find the end beneath the cold waters. In the deepest black, moonless and desert night, for the swimming into the void, for the chill of the caressing of the skin. Search for the memory you lost years ago, for the water wraps around me like a wet wool blanket. You can find the weight presence of the pulling me back under. Struggle to right myself, to breathe, that this is draw. Is the water with the darkness and take me and high in peace. To and from the life of bleeding into the sea, for the ICU, for the vision, the curve of the car, for the life, for the remember the vows and spoken beneath the sun that we thought eternal. And the water filling the lungs, sink deeper into the sparkling of the diamonds in the hair, for the river, the light, for the breathing of it. You could be in the cold water for the memory of you, for there's a depth of the lips to meet the cold against the cold, that we drip into the silence of the buried into the deep in you. Have the hoarse voice, and the way that I never go to be the love, and it's phenomenal the way that never to be over the said their heart slumber over the body to cold test it, find the beauty in the dream. And remember your face and your name, but that you can have the luxury to say I said, know your hands and no I don't, but this is coated with the scent, but this because of living in the memory that you could say that haunt you. How could it be haunted? Or ever before the body was born, for the before I came into the know, but the life and life of this already loved so much. This is here with so much pain for the imaginer never had to be so much and not feeling, but the calling and the silence and the pleading and the night for this to be the whole again.
What is the feeling of bitterness to the tip of the tongue for the spreading of the wounds? You can have the life disease and the numbness and the cope with the arteries and the veins and the limbs that cannot breathe anymore, for the throat is closing up with the silently, slowly, tenderly, fretting like a beast in the rat in front of me. Thrashing and writhing and the coughing and screaming over the pulling and the breaking over your hearting and for the hurting over the bleeding and the mumbling and the murmuring over the rating and debating over the sating of the breaking apart of me, I can say. Beautiful dreamings and with the mysterious things and the misunderstood for the decipher. And I couldn't have known the forgetting over the forgiving and the river was grown and all of my own for the way you held me. Melting soft and sweet and gentle and caressing you for the chemically attracted to for the warm souls and intertwined for the love, for the beauty inside each person, for the contact with the everything you can find so special. Never you can see and noticing it with the personal stage. And life is an adventure for the pain and joy that bring the strings around the adventure too for the wiping your nose so that you can find it with the bros with who body knows this where the mind of broken spirit and shattered the broken over the pieces and where is it find something of you for the summer that you can embrace in a room for you it's not. She was the most beautiful complicated thing that I ever seen, for the tangle the mess of the silky string for the all I wanted was you. Finishing through the knots and the found to fix them for the listen new for the how they perform. Maybe the time that you can show me for the how that you can tie them or untie. Maybe I win. It was not a time. It was the same. Feel it. She left me with words. Nothing to say, but the feeling. Too many words. Cannot hold my breath or patience. This will take me only a sentence, a lifetime. Break, universe, respond to your frequency. Recognize the person who desires or needs, wants, or understanding the frequency in which you vibrate. If you were going to attract a similar vibration, abundance. This is not a love and joy, but this is things that was more. Having to bring the turning into the music and I wanted to be the listener for the like you have to be tuned into the energy and want to manifest your life for the changing in the mindset for the change yourself. So I didn't tell you. How did you know? I didn't tell you. How do you feel? It's not rhetorical. I really care. How do you find time to express yourself? Blush your rose to the scarlet print glows soft dust dawn first light, bright fierce like fire at night. Love was spirit to gentle shine fragile. The petal for bounded fly for desert nor the storm. Wielding waves this way, wild and free desert. Breeze softly warming the spring for the sin. Or is it a fence that tempers embracing leaving the mark? Or rehaps the color for the forming and what's the truth be told? It's neither red or pink or blue. Vast of this vibrant hue, changing shades of this heart for the blue, for the shades of their fades and dials. For the present for the hues that are beneath the skies, and this is salt and aftertail for the satanic pastels, and midnight blue for the ships of the sway, for the earth, for the dancing new, for the oath, the warmth of the summer dew. It's the blues, gone, breaths, Solidify broken branches and clouds. Rain, grass, dripping, floating from floods. This is the rigorous of the writers and pen of poetry for the brush, that for the colors of the never the skin of the sea. You find a settling in the silence. Consciousness regained in darkness everywhere. Faintness of life had illuminated the things in transit. There's no room for the faint light, the engines of the jitters and shivers and slivers, and never the light pressing get parts into the thinness of circles and cracks. The air is stale, stagnant like a dead dog. Still like ghosts of this dead, feel the rhythm in a roar. It's a recalling of the words of death. This enclosure, stuff of the time, hint the fresh for this unadulterated for the airflow, seeping into the creature died disorder. Your nostrils and through your heart. I never feel so alone. Persevere. Ways to behave at the sight for out of mind for the presence of your flowing the lost. Find the free roll. Reaching up to the last second is used up with pampering and sad pleasure. The tipples of the cranium for the brother sides of the numb. We have the wines of dissonant. The shimmer get the endorphin, get the chills, baby. It was the things that I couldn't accomplish. Decent for your fair skin from the sirens and distance off for this far too high. Maybe not enough for the eagles to soar cradle. Seeing a rhyme grind, this firm front dance flow. This looking up at the interest and creeping out a big wonder and hope. Hope they still find energy. Deciding what favorite song follow. Plays those have echoes and leave them like that. Truly leaving the bread into the air. Still, what you know for the universe song I'll be for you. Small speaker, this is very vastness. Part of the music for the same as you for the innocent, I mean, terminated. Between the windows of the here in the morning, there's a beyond gratitude. Whisper life from mine, to the hereafter, buddies, and never tell for the waves.